Everything seems heavier today than it did before, and you've been wondering why. Why it seems like going through fog on a route that used to be clear. Why some people's fire is fading. Why have the once strong voices become silent? You have seen it, have you not? How individuals gradually fade away, sometimes in silent resignation, but not usually in resistance. They cease to appear, they stopped hoping for more. They no longer anticipate my movement. And as you've seen things unfold, you've been feeling more and more burdened. Spiritual strain of a kind you haven't been able to describe. You've questioned if it's you. Perhaps it's you who is fading. Perhaps you will be the next. You are not fading, however. So listen to me now clearly. They're refining you if you feel God's presence. Type 111 and share this video with others who believe. You're experiencing friction, not failure. Others have given into the systems, patterns and illusions that you are bumping up against, but your soul can no longer stand. Your sensitivity, not your power, makes the difference. You are more conscious, more awake, and more spiritually alive than you have ever been. Indeed, that realization hurts. It causes you to lament things that other people enjoy. In settings where making concessions is commonplace, it makes you uneasy. In situations where you used to feel satisfied, it causes you to become restless. That's growth, not regression. You're being distinguished, not becoming colder. You're becoming clearer, not further away. I've been removing the fake parts of you, because there can't be any pretense where I'm going you. I've been silently challenging you, because I'm investing, not because I'm upset. My absence has not been reflected in my quiet. I have extended an invitation to silence death and true foundation. Years ago, you were given a revelation that has kept you alive. I'm calling you now, however, to a place where your everyday presence serves as your source. More hoopla is not necessary for you. You need more of me. Many people go back here. In this liminal space between the past and the future, most individuals stop walking at this point. They start to settle, not because they reject me. When they get on a pleasant rhythm, they refer to it as satisfaction. When the price is too much, they stop being hungry. They gradually start to live on momentum, rather than revelation, on structure rather than spirit, and on memory rather than contact. This explains why it seems like everyone around you is vanishing. Spiritually, not physically. Type 222. If you are ready for God to work miracles in your life, they are no longer answering, and I share your grief about it. However, you haven't been asked to settle, kid. You were designed to persevere. You were created to complete. Others are unable to comprehend the elegance you possess, and that's all right. What I gave you was not intended for them to bear. You've always had a unique path. The depth of your fire has always been greater. I marked you even when you made an effort to fit in. I stoked your enthusiasm even when you attempted to stifle it. You have never been completely accepted, and you never will be, since you weren't made to be comfortable. Communion genuine, unadulterated communion with me is what you were made for. I allowed the shaking to occur for that reason. I let the disappointment happen for that reason. I didn't save you from the stress because of this. I was always preparing you, not punishing you. You requested that I utilize you. God, I'll go wherever you send me. You said I also believed what you said. I started shaping you while no one was looking. Since performance won't be able to support what's coming, I started testing your yes in private. Only those who have endured long enough in the furnace to be trusted with fire are able to hold it. Others would have been shattered by the seasons you've gone through. You have experienced betrayal, loneliness, bewilderment, and intense internal conflicts that no one else has seen. However, I have seen them. Every tear has been tallied. I have shared your loneliness. When you heard nothing but quiet, I whispered additionally. I remember your loyalty. Your perseverance has been loud in the spirit, even though you may have been silent. Worship has been shown each and every time. You remained when you wanted to go. Continue to serve when your heart was weary, and prayed through your own suffering to pray for someone else, and I benefited from every second of it. Type 333 if you are ready to walk in God's light. Only the selected remain until the very end. They've learned to keep in touch, not because they're more powerful, to go back to descend and then ascend once again. When their hands are trembling, they should reach for me to regain faith. In the face of pain, it is for the loyal that the end comes, not for the perfect. And you're still here, dear. That is the evidence. I am aware that you don't always feel selected. You feel forgotten sometimes. On other days it seems like you were left behind. But you must realize that your survival has not happened by accident. You haven't been burdened by your sensitivity. Your silent perseverance is not a sign of weakness. You are a living example of how sufficient my grace is. You are still a vessel because of what you have given up, not because of what you have constructed. And I can build on your capitulation. Don't be envious of those who seem to advance fast. Avoid comparing your procedure to others, whose underlying assumptions have never been examined. Some people grow quickly, others construct deeply. And until the storm arrives, the deep ones seem sluggish. The people who went deep with me are the ones who stay upright when everything begins to tremble. And even though you weren't aware of it, you, my kid, have been diving deep. All unresolved prayers every night that is quiet. I was looking into every exam you believed you had failed. I was anchoring. I wanted to make sure that you wouldn't break under the pressure I put on you in the next season. Now's not the moment to relax. You should not decrease your light now. Now is not the time to doubt the voice you have been listening to. The road is very small, it is expensive indeed. It may seem lonely, yes, but it finishes me in fire and glory. And I'm worth it, I'm beckoning you to remain. Not because I'm afraid, not on duty, but out of affection, no longer in a relationship, not in accordance with the covenant, because I have never ever abandoned you. And I need your yes now more than ever. In addition to your yes to serve, you say yes to remain. You're okay with burning when others have left. You say yes to believe once again. This is the difference between the chosen and the called. The selected remain till the very finish, not just through the start or the midway. I recognize you, not the self you present to the outside world, not the performance you have mastered, not the toned-down display of fortitude you practiced to keep from crumbling in front of incomprehensible people. I recognize you, I can see the questions you harbor, yet are too scared to voice out. I can tell how serious your grin is. I can see the fatigue behind your constancy. I see the secret hope you continue to hold on to. I can see your heart. I'm not disappointed with you. And I want you to know that before anything else, I'm not annoyed by your slow speed, shocked by your difficulties, or upset at the times you wanted to quit up. You have interpreted my silence as condemnation. However, it was never. My quiet served as a haven. If you believe God is always with you, type for 140 and forward this video to 7 others. A place where your soul may be cleansed of all performances and reintroduced to the reality of who you are, not because of what you do, but because you are mine. You believed that I have been aloof. In reality, however, I've never been closer, watching, protecting and waiting. I'm waiting for you to see yourself the way I do, not merely for your breakthrough. You've never been deemed average by me. You've never been classified as behind by me. I have never put demands on you that you aren't already capable of handling. I'm not the critical voice that criticizes your emotions, your speed, or your apparent shortcomings. That is a falsehood that results from performance and pressure, and I'm putting an end to that voice today. For far too long you have been evaluating yourself using the incorrect criteria. You have determined your worth based on the accomplishments of others. Your clarity has been tainted by comparison. However, you are not required to be in their presence. All you have to do is be where I put you, and you're precisely where I want you right now. Not flawless, not yet completed, but in place there accessible. You don't realize how important it is. I've seen you come through when things became tough. I've seen you persevere when your whole being pleaded for you to go. I've heard the times when your strength became survival and your faith became a whisper. Even so, I didn't turn away. I didn't pull out. I didn't wait for you to compose yourself. I moved in closer to hold you. Not to repair your heart has piqued my curiosity. More than your performance, I always have you mistaken to believe that. I'm only proud of you when you're performing at your highest level. When you got back up after falling, I was proud of you. When you decided to choose compassion over retaliation, I was proud of you. When you asked for assistance, I was proud of you when you chose to cry in front of me. Rather than act as if nothing was wrong, I was proud of you. Those times are important. They are more important than external perfection or public accomplishment. They serve as evidence that your heart is still functioning, still sensitive, still able to respond. I still own it, and that's my first priority. Your presence, not your flawlessness. Your openness, not your product. I don't need anything else from you. I'm requesting more of you. The true you, the one who made the effort. The one who feels inadequately spiritual at times. Type 555 if you believe in God's unfailing love. The person who questions, they're still eligible. I'd like that one. I gave my life to save that person. I've adored that person from the beginning. So get near once again, you already have my attention. Therefore, you don't need to earn it. You don't have to work your way back to acceptance. You didn't ever lose it to get my favor. You don't have to offer flawless prayers or have a strong spiritual presence. I've already arrived. I am listening already. I'm in the room already. I'm not leaving either. I want our relationship to return to its simplicity, the calm assurance that you don't need to be remarkable to be liked. I want to remove the burden off of you, the dread of failing again, the pressure to perform, and the anxiousness to prove you did not inherit that. Rest is your inheritance. It's realizing that you are completely mine, even if you don't feel worthy. Particularly when you don't feel worthy. When you're feeling down, my love doesn't back down. It envelops you and transports you to your home, You never stop asking me what I want. My response is this: I want you completely. Not just your religious practices, not just your advantages. Your hidden anxieties are what I seek. The uneasiness you've been holding is something I desire. The rage that still emerges when you consider the treachery is what I desire. I want the resentment you've been trying to hide. The part of you that still questions if I'm paying attention is what I desire. Bring everything I'm capable of managing it. I am already aware of its existence. I still choose you, however. If someone tells you you are not eligible, don't trust them. The voice telling you that you've squandered too much time is not to be believed. In my hands, nothing is wasted. The only person who can make up lost time is myself. The only person who can transform something broken into something lovely is myself. If you believe in God's promises, type 666 and share this video to inspire others. I regard what you see as a delay as preparedness. I view what you see as weakness as surrender. I call what you call failure formation. You're not that far away, we don't forget you. You're not, and yet I own you remain.